Let's have a look. Players to target ahead of game week 25. Thanks for joining in. First out is Petrovic. Bournemouth, they have a really good pictures all the way until game week 3rd, playing against Aston Villa at home. And then they have Everton away and West Ham away as well. So Petrovic, a really solid option, only priced at 4.5. So really good value. And I think that potentially Bournemouth, they can keep a couple of clean sheets. Only selected by 4.5% of the managers, so he is a differential. My second goalkeeper, Sanchez. This is actually the goalkeeper that I have in my actual FPL team. I think he is a really good option, probably the best on this list, to be honest. So priced at 4.9, a really good way into the Chelsea defense. We have Chalobah priced at 5.6 as well, another really solid option, but 4.9 to cover the Chelsea defense, this is really good value. Wolves away, Leeds at home, Burnley at home. I can see at least 2 clean sheets for Chelsea. The last goalkeeper is Dubravka. The thing is that there have been some speculation about the best bench goalkeeper. Do we go for a rotation? Do we have like cheap fodder on the bench? In my opinion, it really makes sense to have a player like Petrovic or Sanchez as your starting goalkeeper with Dubravka on the bench. Dubravka at the moment, he is the cheapest starting goalkeeper playing for Burnley. They actually have a couple of decent fixtures as well. Let's take a look at their fixture in game week 25. Playing at home, Burnley, they might actually keep a clean sheet in this one, but I wouldn't necessarily start Dubravka week in, week out, but having him on the bench definitely makes sense. But let's have a look at defenders as well. In defense, I would go for Gabriel. If you don't own him, you should try to fit him into your team. His price has gone up to 6.9, so it's quite expensive, but considering the Arsenal fixtures and the fact that he has big attacking threat, he can pick up defensive contributions. Arsenal, they are still the best defensive team in the league. So in game week 25, playing against Sunderland at home, then they have Brentford away, and then they have Spurs away. So can potentially pick up a couple of clean sheets, so your rank might take a big hit if you don't own Gabriel. The next player on the list is Munoz, 5.8, so quite expensive as well. Crystal Palace, there have been some uncertainties when it comes to Crystal Palace recently. They have sold their captain Guehi. Kastner, we know that he will leave after this summer, so there are some uncertainties when it comes to Crystal Palace, but we know about Munoz attacking potential. He might actually be a really good option when we take a look at those fixtures. In game week 25, playing away against Brighton, this is a grey fixture, but I think it's a good one for at least attacking assets from Palace. In game week 26, at home against Burnley and then at home against Wolves. Of course, I think that Munoz can do something in those games. So if you want a differential, he's only selected by 6% of the managers, so Munoz, he can potentially be a really good differential at the moment. The last player on this list is Hill, Bournemouth defender, only priced at 3.9, so he is a budget enabler, and we know at this point that Bournemouth, they have really good fixtures, so I think that he potentially will start most games and play close to 90 minutes going forward. In game week 25, playing against Aston Villa, not the best fixture, so if you can potentially bench Hill in this fixture, this will be probably the best idea. In game week 26, playing against Everton, game week 27 against West Ham, so really good fixtures for Bournemouth coming up, so I think that Hill at 3.9 could be a really good option. In midfield, my transfer in last game week, Bruno Fernandes. I sold Anthony Gordon to bring in Bruno Fernandes. They have some really solid fixtures coming up, playing against Spurs at home, West Ham, and then they have Everton away. So Bruno Fernandes, definitely want to consider. He is the talisman for Man United, most set pieces, and he is on penalties as well. He is one of those players that plays close to 90 minutes week in, week out, can pick up defensive contributions. So Bruno Fernandes, definitely a really good transfer in at the moment. The next player is Enzo Fernandez. He is a solid option from Chelsea. They have really good fixtures. The thing is that Cole Palmer is actually an minutes risk at the moment. He has had a couple of injuries, so I can't really see Cole Palmer play 90 minutes a week in, week out. And the fact that we know that Enzo Fernandez, he is second in line for penalties, so if Cole Palmer is not on the pitch, Enzo Fernandez will take the penalties. So he will play a lot in this number 10 spot for Chelsea as well. So Enzo Fernandez, considering Chelsea's fixtures and his price, I think that he is a good transfer in ahead of game week 25. The last player on the list is NGI, back from AFCON. Everton, they have a couple of good fixtures coming up. He is the first choice penalty taker for Everton on a couple of other set pieces, taking free kicks, corners as well. A really creative player. I think that he is really fun to watch as well. But let's take a look at the fixtures. Playing against Liverpool in game 25 at home against Liverpool last season, this would probably have been a really bad fixture, but this season Everton, I can see them score in the derby against Liverpool. Wolves at home, and then they have Aston Villa at home, so a couple of tough fixtures. But if you really need a player priced at 6.2 or below, I think that NGI could be a solid option. Thanks for watching. Please consider giving this video a like, and if you enjoy the content, subscribe to the channel. I have weekly Q&As, usually the night before the deadline. I post weekly videos as well, and I have deadline streams on the actual deadline. So if you're interested, subscribe to the channel. Up front, I would go for Erling Haaland, but who should go alongside Erling Haaland? I think that including Haaland makes sense considering his effective ownership. So if you don't own him, he will hurt your rank if he scores. But Joe Pedro, he has done really well recently. He's only priced at 7.2, and I have talked about the Chelsea fixtures. Really good fixtures for Chelsea coming up. So of course they have a lot of games as well coming up, so there might be some rotation in the Chelsea team. They have the lap on the bench as well, so it's really hard to predict who will start up front for Chelsea. But Joe Pedro, he could actually be a good punt. The next player is Mane. He has looked really good. Only priced at 4.5, scored a couple of goals. They have Chelsea in game week 25, so not the best fixture, but in game week 26 they might actually have a double game week playing against Nottingham Forest and Arsenal, so potentially he can get a goal in one of those games and have a decent game week. Evan Nilsson, he might be on penalties as well, so there are some good options up front. So Joao Pedro, a punt on Mane, Evan Nilsson. I wouldn't necessarily, as mentioned, start Mane every game week, but having him in the squad for game week 26 might be a really good idea. So to finish up this video, let's take a look at some differentials as well. So a game week 25 differential list, all of them selected by below 10% of the managers. I think that Cunha potentially can be a really good option. I know he has been popular in the FPL community recently, especially when Bruno Fernandes was injured and Mbumo was participating in AFCON for Cameroon. But at the moment, I think that Cunha, he once again has become a really good option, especially seeing that Dorgu is injured at the moment. I think that Mbumo potentially can play out wide, and Cunha becoming Man United's number 9. If this happens, Cunha could be a really good option. Only selected by 7.5% of the managers, priced at 8 million. I think that considering Man United fixtures, he could be a really good option. The next player is another player coming home from AFCON, Sar, 6.3. Especially the games in game week 26, game week 27 could be really good fixtures for Crystal Palace. Last player on this list is Krupi Jr. As with Mane, I'm not sure if I would start him week in, week out, but he looks really good on the ball. He passes the eye test. He will potentially continue scoring. He has actually scored a couple of goals recently as well, so considering Bournemouth fixtures, I think that Krupi Jr. could be a really good option. In game week 25 playing against Aston Villa, not the best fixture. You can potentially bench him for this game, but in game week 26 against Everton and game week 27 against West Ham, he can be a really good asset. So please let me know in the comments down below what you think about this watch list. Have I missed any budget gems? Let me know. But thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more FPL content.